It's the first round of the postseason, the first game of a doubleheader. The BCA girls versus the SLA girls. It's not only the first round, but also the semifinals of the WCAC pennant tournament. The last time these two teams faced out in Lancaster, BCA came out on top in a thrilling, dramatic game, 23-21. Here's Ignacio Ferreira quickly putting one in, less than 5 seconds into the game. That was unbelievable. Here's 23 bobbling it. Romero in the area, 0 now, out to 15. 15 again, defended by Maurice and Romero. Gets it out to 0, puts up a 3, and it goes in and out. 32 almost rebounded, but she couldn't come down with it. Romero's pass gets past Maurice, but she's able to race down to it. Here's Rosa, out to Ignacio Ferreira. Roberta Rosa takes it again. Maurice pump fakes. Ferreira, corner, 3 this time. Misses to the right, and 23 comes up with the rebound. Here's 0 now, 50 seconds into this one. Now 23, out to 0 again, defended by Romero. Looking, getting it over the 15. 0 with a 3. Missed it well short. 1 couldn't get there in time. And it's BCA ball, 6:57 in the first period of this semifinal game. Now here's Roberta Rosa. Maurice now, defended by 15. Gets it back out to Romero. Ferreira, Rosa in the corner, drives up, floats one up, goes off the rim. Number 1 recovers, and they're gonna try for, oh! It's just stolen right out of her arms. And now a jump ball is called about 3 seconds too late. So that'll be SLA possession. Why'd they wait to call the jump ball? It wasn't a jump ball by the time they called it, but it surely was earlier. Here's 15. What's in that bag? Never mind, doesn't matter. 0 now, defended by Romero. 15. Rosa in the area. Shot clock at 15. Here's 0. 23 corrals the pass. Max McGee style, but missed the shot. Here's 15, missing a shot short. 32 rebounds. And that's just stolen right out of her arms by Leah Maurice. 2 minutes into the game almost. SLA hasn't scored yet. 3-0 Eagles. Here's Rosa, defended by 15 and 0. Maurice now, back out to Rosa. Pump fakes, puts up a 3. Doesn't go through, and number 1's able to come down with it. Which she was challenged well by Romero. But it was not enough. Here's 0. And that one was almost stolen by Ferreira, but here's a 3-pointer by 23 that doesn't go through. And so that'll be Eagle ball again. 5:35 in the first period. And Romero couldn't handle the pass. SLA catch a break. Here's number 0, trying to get SLA's offense on track. They're 0 for 7 on shots so far today. Here's 15, defended by Rosa, out to 32. Now 0, bounce pass out to 50. Number 1, and it goes through, and it's a 3-2 game. Timeout taken. Timeout comes to a close. 5 minutes and 8 seconds remain in the first period. Yes. I mean, that still technically hasn't fallen through yet, but I don't think it's going to happen. Here's Ignacio Ferreira getting it over to Rosa. Inside 5 minutes now. Rosa directing traffic. Moves to her left. Gets it over to Maurice. Defended by 15. Rosa takes it again. Now out to Strenning. Here's Ferreira. A float pass over to Rosa. A beautiful dime. Roberta Rosa out to Maurice. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Roberta Rosa couldn't handle the pass. And that's SLA ball. 0. Over the 15. Steps back a bit. She was wide for a second. 0. Out to 23, whose 3 goes off the rim, and that goes out of bounds. They'll say it's off an Eagle. And so, after I consume this fry, that'll be SLA ball. Here's 23. Out to 0. Romero got there quickly, almost as fast as the ball. She's able to tip the pass there, but not much comes out of it. Here's 15, defended very well by Roberta Rosa. Bounce passes over to 32. Well, what an offensive play by SLA. Minus the shot. Here's 23 with a second chance. Doesn't go through. And a great lunging rebound by Ignacio Ferreira. Oh, did she knock the ball out of bounds by accident? Did she like drop it out of bounds? Still SLA ball. About halfway through the first quarter, 3-2 BCA. About as low scoring as the Super Bowl yesterday. Here's 15, missing a 3. Just like that guy on Sizer did. Here's Roberto Rosa speeding up the court. Ferreira, jump shot doesn't go through, and it's rebounded by 1. Romero's playing good defense. They might not be able to get past half court in time. Number 0 passes instead. Smart move to 15. Here's number 0, defended by Sterling. Back out to 32, misses the 3 short. And the offensive struggles of both teams continue after Ferreira shot 5 seconds into the game, and she's missed again. We have gone now 4.5 minutes without a single point by either team. After that ball went out of bounds, here's Aaliyah Moraes. Out to Ava Strenning, defended well by 2. Has to get it back out to Moraes. Now here's Ferreira, her 3. Misses. Good rebound by Strenning, but she missed the shot. Second chance, goes through. It's an and 1 for Ava Strenning. Another 5 for me, Lucas. It's like when the Philly Fanatic brought those guys ice cream. 5-2 game, 3:14 in the first period. Ava Strenning misses the shot. Here's 0. Out to 15, defended by Rosa. Number 2 bobbles it a bit. Oh, great pass over to 0. Here's 15 now, 20 on the shot clock. 32, defended very well. Now 0 into the paint. That pass is picked off by Roberta Rosa. Now takes it back the other way. Past half court, into the paint. Floats one up, doesn't go through on the layup. And Aaliyah Moraes bobbled it, but a great play by Roberta Rosa. Oh, a beautiful pass out to Ferreira. Now here's Roberta Rosa. They're going to say that's a shooting foul. Now it'll be 2 shots for Roberta Rosa. Amen to that. Good chance to make it a 2-point game, 2-possession game in a game that seems to be very low scoring, and that's just what she does. Of course, it was 23-21 in the last matchup. Eagles looking for a much more comfortable win this time. SLA looking for a big upset. That shot misses short. Couldn't rebound it. And that's SLA ball. Here's 23. Takes it again. Defended by Romero and Ferreira. Again, 23 with a 3. Missed it bad. And that ball goes out of bounds. Here's Roberta Rosa. Takes it past half court. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Roberta Rosa. And that pass to Aaliyah Moraes deemed unsuccessful. Oh, by the way, I know this was a couple minutes ago, but I said no team had scored in 5 or 4.5 minutes. That only applied to the Eagles, as of course SLA had a basket earlier. Here's 23, out to 0. 2 minutes remain in the period. 15 out to 12. Aaliyah Moraes got her hands on it, and that goes out on 12. So if they make the right call here, which they do, it's going to be BCA ball. Aaliyah Moraes couldn't handle it, but neither could number 15 of SLA. 150 now. 6-2 BCA. Defensive was poor shooting affair so far. Here's 1. Roberta Rosa. Out to Ferreira. Now Ava Strenning. 17 on the shot clock. 1:35 in the period. Roberta Rosa has to hurry. Gets it over to Moraes. Back out to Rosa. Pump fakes. Out to Ferreira. She was open. She could have shot there. 5 seconds. Ava Strenning puts one down. And it's an 8-2 Eagle lead. Oh yeah, it's on pace to be much more high scoring. For us at least. They'll heat up. SLA is going to score. Maybe even here. Here's 23. Drives in the paint. And scores. It's an M1. She has a chance to make it a 3-point game. That's exactly the spark SLA needed. And even though it's the first quarter, I'd go out and say this is a pretty big shot for number 23 of SLA, which she makes. She puts the shot through, and it's a 3-point game.
Run the dingle. Yeah.
Taking a little while to get this one out. Now the next Eagle possession comes to a start. Here's one. Roberta Rosa past half court. Drifts to her left a bit, steps back now. Roberta Rosa out to Moraes in the corner. Aaliyah Moraes defended by 32. Back out to Rosa. Puts up a 3, but it goes in. Now Stredding's there to rebound. And that shot, maybe it was tipped. They looked like they made contact with something. The refs say it was the ball. Whether it was the truth or not will be shown by the replay of this game later on. Number 12 just stepped out of bounds with the ball. Stepped out of bounds with the ball, and the Eagles catch a break. Leading by 3. Shot clock is turned off for the final 30 seconds of this quarter. Game's starting to pick up a bit, it seems. Here's Rosa out to Moraes. Roberta Rosa again moves to her right. Here's Moraes in the corner, out to Ava Stredding. Stredding back out to Rosa, puts up a 3, and it goes off the rim, but Stredding is there as she puts one through. Final possession of the quarter. 5 seconds remain. They gotta hurry. Here's 23 at the buzzer. Doesn't go, and so that's the end of the quarter. 10-5 BCA. We enter the second quarter. Leah Moraes will start the Eagle possession. They lead by 5.
Actually, the core punches starts questioning.
Here's Rosa. Drives up, and that pass is picked off by number 1. 2-game Saturday. You guys, the boys team, the boys team has 2 games. Wow. On Saturday?
One at 1:15 and one at 1:06.
I like day games. Here's number 0. Bounce pass, and the exact mistake Roberta Rosa made is made by number 0 of SLA. Not what you want to do, handing one back to the other team after they hand one to you. Here's Aaliyah Moraes. I just realized I rhymed there. Now Roberta Rosa back out to Moraes in the corner, defended by 1. Back out to Rosa, drives up right center, floats one up, doesn't go through. Stredding rebounds, she misses the layup. Ball is swatted out of bounds. They'll say it was swatted by Roberta Rosa. Now it'll be SLA ball, and Ava Stredding is in pain. I thought the ref for a second signaled BCA ball. I was thinking, well, I thought it was a timeout too. After an Eagle player, Winston Payne, Ava Stredding. Here's 23 out to 15. 1 is open. Well, was open. Here's 15 again. Doesn't put it through. Goes out of bounds. Now it'll be BCA ball. And so they still have not made a 3-point shot yet this game. Here's Ferreira out to Stredding. This time doesn't go through. And number 1 comes through with it. Here's 0, defended by Juliana Romero. Bounce pass out to 15, defended by Rosa. She traveled. Roberta Rosa put enough pressure on her. And these are just not mistakes you can afford to make in a playoff game. The Eagles, of course, also seek to defend their undefeated streak. Along with the title, Roberta Rosa lost that ball and it ends up in the hands of SLA. Here's 0, driving up, bounce pass out to 15. She missed the shot. Or maybe that was a pass. That goes through the legs of 23. Rolled around on the ground a bit. Goes out of bounds. They're going to say it's BCA ball. A sloppy play on both ends. Oh, I got that on camera, Ben. Don't worry. Here's Ava Stredding in the paint. She's fouled. One of the more blatant fouls you'll ever see. And that is something now I use for yellow cards to exist in basketball. Now, she's got Stredding in the corner, defended by 1, out to Roberta Rosa. Now Ferreira puts up a 3 from the corner, it goes through! Julia Ferreira from downtown, it's 13-5. Here's 23. 5:48 and a half. Pass is picked off. Intended for one, but picked off by Moraes. Here's Rosa driving up. She missed the shot, but Moraes is there to pick it up and miss as well. Ball is swatted out of bounds. Ooh, they say it's by Rosa. I'm sure they got that. I mean, she did reach up high, but to me it looked like the SLA defender's hand was up higher than hers. I think that should be Eagle ball. No bias, of course. I've criticized calls on both ends, and that pass is just blocked, tipped up, and recovered by Ferreira. Here's Roberta Rosa seeking to finish the job this time. Out to Ferreira, drives up right outside the paint, back out to Rosa. Defended by 0. Roberta Rosa looking, moves to her left, still has it. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Moraes open. Back out to Rosa. Inside 15 now. Rosa's fouled. She's fouled by 15 of quote-unquote blue. I don't see why they can't just add an extra syllable and call it purple, but here we go. Bounce pass out to Rosa, and given the trajectory of that shot, it's not hard to see there was a foul there. Man, that's 3 fouls in 90 seconds for this SLA squad. But only 1 shooting foul. I think we're going to be on a bonus soon. The scoreboard doesn't keep track of bonuses for whatever reason. Roberta Rosa puts our first shot through. 5 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first half. And the Eagles have a 10-point lead. They're biggest of the game. They have a bigger lead than their opponent has points, and that's not an excusable thing with this much time in the game. Here's Rosa again. Roberta Rosa. Grab the ball and put one through. No stopping her now. Here's 13. Bounce pass out to 32. They're gonna call. She was fouled. Fouled by Julia Ferreira, who pushed her out of bounds. Here's the pass out to 3, and that pass was briefly picked off by Romero, but 0 gets it right back. Basically the same thing, but with Moraes. Here's, I can't even tell what number, 13, missing the shot. Her hair covers her number. That pass is broken up, and that's going to be SLA ball out to 15, and if she doesn't score out of this, I don't know what to say. She's fouled, but she still has a good chance to score. The defense did a great job catching up to her. After she looked like she was on just the breakaway of all breakaways, she ended up surrounded by 2 Eagle defenders, but consequently it results in the foul. Let's not rage bait my fellow New Englanders. Here's 15. Missing the first shot. I thought I missed the shot for a second. She just gets the ball now. And she does indeed score. And so I do have something to say. And that is bad behavior by the BCA Eagle fans. It's just a joking little whoop. Yes, I saw that. Can't really look at that right now. Here's Ferreira in the corner. She missed this one pretty badly. That one just drifted way to the right. Here's 15. Tries to drive a bit. She loses the ball. It went off her foot, and now it'll be BCA possession. Here's Roberta Rosa. Timeout taken. Timeout's coming to a close. Eagles still in the huddle now. They come out for the final 3 minutes and 53 seconds of the half. Oya Moraes taking it. As the Eagles try to score on this side of the court. Here's Roberta Rosa. Out to Oya Moraes, defended by 15. Moraes back out to Rosa, drifts to her left. Looking, getting it back out to Moraes. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Rosa with a 3. It doesn't go through and ends up in the hands of 15 after 12. Couldn't come down with it. Here's 0, defended by Romero. Anasir Ferreira getting great defense on 13. And she forces a travel. She forced a travel. Great defense there, as I said. The Eagles catch a break up 17-6. About 3 minutes from halftime. Here's Aaliyah Moraes. Rosa, corner, 3! Doesn't go through. And 32 rebounds it. And number 0 is going to take it to half court and beyond. Out to 13, putting up a jump shot. Doesn't go through. 12 is blocked. 32, it goes in and out. Her little back shot, or backboard shot. Just excuse my wording there. Here's Ferreira, goes through. I would have thought him one might have been called there. She seemed to sway back a little with the defender near her. I think there was contact. Here's 0, gets it behind half court. Now over the 15, bounce pass back out to 0. 20 seconds on the shot clock. This shot doesn't go through. 15 rebounds. Drifts back a bit. Bounce pass out to 0. Number 0. A foul was called. A foul was called on Juliana Romero.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess. I was never there.
2 minutes and 18 seconds to play. Still 19-6 BCA.
What are you?
Out to 23. Floater goes through. And their first field goal of the quarter comes after almost 4 minutes. Here's Rosa out to Ferreira. Pass out to Strelling in the paint. And that pass is picked off by 0, who bobbles it, but recovers. Now here's 0. Out to 15. 32 now. Wide open shot. Doesn't go through. Tipped in the air and recovered by Juliana Romero, who's defended very well. And this is going to be a jump ball. And so SLA are going to get possession back out of this. 1:44 to go in the first half. The Eagles up 19-8, but this is still anybody's game to win. Here's Romero picking off the pass. Now they get it over to Roberta Rosa. Into the paint. Rosa! No foul is called. No foul was called on Roberta Rosa. Or did they call one delayed? Because it doesn't seem like that ball hit off any SLA players. The timeout's taken. Timeout comes to a close. It's BCA possession with 1:34 in the first half. Aaliyah Moraes taking it. She's got Ferrer in the corner. Instead, she's got Stretting in the paint who puts one through. And they're out to 20 points now. They've equaled SLA's entire total from the last matchup and are 2 points away from their own. Here's 15, defended by Rose. Out to 32, she was open. They get out to 23, who floats it, doesn't go through. Just a bit to the left. And Romero struggled, but was able just to roll it over, essentially, to Julia Nacio Ferreira. Here's Rosa in the paint. Looked like she traveled there, nothing called, and that ball ends up on the ground. That's going to be SLA ball. 57.7 seconds in the first half.
Still hold the ball better than most of the Patriots.
And that pass is picked off, just like the Seahawks yesterday. Here's Rosa in the paint. No foul called. Ben, you just made a Patriot reference. You can't complain about me making one.
You don't like the Patriots.
I do. I'm not a fan, but I still like them.
You're like the
Here's out to 1. She's fouled. Number 1 is fouled. 35 seconds to go.
I haven't talked to this kid in like 4 years. What's the cap?
And she'll get 2 shots with a chance to finally get her team to double digits.
Okay, guys, 30 seconds.
Given the trajectory of this
There's no shot
game,
clock by 0.2 seconds.
crazy work there.
Yeah, this is
Puts the first one through. Given the trajectory of this game, I'd say they're almost in miracle territory just to come back from a total of 13 points and 11 minutes. Do you think they'll just time waste here? Try to get one through the hoop with like 15 seconds left. Instead, the pass is picked off by one, and it's got SLA, who has a good chance now. They have 20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Higher scoring than Patriots Seahawks at halftime.
I mean, it makes sense. It's basketball.
Get a touchdown in 7 plays.
I mean, if you compare basketball and football games, one of them has... And that shot misses. There's no way they get this one off, is there? Here's Rosa. Okay, that's the half. 21-10 BCA in this semifinal matchup. Second half begins now. Eagles up 21-10. Here's Roberta Rosa quickly floating one up. And that one took a little while to go through, but goes through. Stop putting your fist in the way of my screen. Here's number 0, 15 seconds into the half. Getting it over the 15. Now one defended by Maurice. Back out to 15. 23. Here's number 2. Drifts to her right. Back out to 23. Now 2. Defended by Roberta Rosa. Gets it over the 1. This possession has some length to it. Until that 3 missed by about 3 feet short. Did hit the rim. Why is Rafael over there now? Here's Roberta Rosa driving up into the paint, floating one up, and this one doesn't go through. William Maurice comes down with it briefly and still on the ground. And ends up in the hands of 15. 15 starting this next SLA possession. Out to 0. Drives forward a bit, 15 on the shot clock. I think that needs to be fixed. Here's a 3-pointer by 2. It banks through. And it's a 10-point game. Oh, they called it 2. She looked behind the line to me. No, they had 10. I think they're missing a point on the board there. Here's Anastasia Ferrer out to Rosa. 25 on the shot clock. Aaliyah Maurice, defended by 0. Here's Ferrer in the corner to Strenning. Now Maurice. Rosa. Oh, Maurice could have shot that, I think. Instead, Rosa accidentally handed it over to SLA, but she takes it right back. Great turnaround by Roberta Rosa. Now drives in the paint, and I think she might have been fouled there. Nothing called, but it'll remain BCA ball.
She's trying to be like Brady.
I mean, the way that shot went up, I think she might have been fouled. Here's Strenning in the corner. Gets it over to Rosa. Well, now here's Ferrer. Back out of Strenning in the paint. She missed the shot. SLA ball. 5:57 remain in the third quarter. Here's 0. Cuts past half court to her left. Here's 23 in the paint. She's got 2 points. It's a 9-point Eagle lead. Here's Roberta Rosa now, defended by 2. Here's Ferreira from the corner. She's got a 3! Julia Ferreira, a huge shot. And that's 26-14 with 5:25 in the third period. Here's number 0. Out to 2. Bounce pass out to 1. Here's 0 in the paint. Wonderful play, but she couldn't execute the shot. The camera didn't catch your fist that time, boy. This time it did. Here's Roberta Rosa taking it again. In the corner. Drives forward. Bounce pass to Leah Maurice, who puts it through. And the Eagles have 5 unanswered points. And they have the Eagles have a 2-touchdown lead. Here's 0. Back out to 15, putting up a 3, but it doesn't go through, and Juliana Romero rebounds it. The momentum has quickly shifted back in the Eagles' favor. That's a foul. She went underhand that one. I'm surprised they even were able to foul her there. She'll get 2 shots with a chance to make it 30 if she makes them both. How do you forget your password? It's like muscle memory at the... Passwords are muscle memory. Okay, you made a new one. That shot doesn't go through. .437 remain in the quarter. Eagles still up by 14. 1 shot left for Roberta Rosa, which she puts through. It's a 15-point game. And anyone could have predicted she'd make at least one of those. Given the great shooter she is, 1,000 points. Here's 13, out to 2. Corner 1. Now 12 right outside the paint. Here's 2 with a 3, goes through, and SLA are back on the board. It's a 12-point game again. Here's Rosen. 4:15 in the quarter. They've got Ferrer in the corner and Strutting in the paint. She couldn't sink the shot. Here's Maurice beyond the 3-point line, looking and getting it over to Rosa. Defended by 2. Roberta Rosa cuts up into the paint. Bounce pass out to Ava Strutting. Strutting missed the shot. It goes out of bounds. And they'll say it last touched an Eagle. So that'll be SLA ball, trailing by 12 with 3:56 to go in the third quarter. Yeah, they're all warming up. And so we are about at 50% capacity in this room now. And that pass is stolen by Roberta Rosa. She ripped out of her arms and she's got 2 points on the board. Santa Madre! Roberta Rosa. It's a 14-point game. Here's 13. Past half court. Number 13 twirls around. Gets it over the 12. Floater doesn't go through. It ends up in the hands of Roberta Rosa. Roberta Rosa past half court. Gets it past 15. Roberta Rosa takes a little while, and that pass is picked off. Too high for Strutting and too low for Ferreira. 1 bounce pass to 2 in the paint. It's a 12-point game. Here's Roberta Rosa. 3 minutes remain in the quarter. Eagles by 12. Out to Maurice. Now for corner 3. Doesn't go through this time. Aaliyah Maurice couldn't put the shot down either. And it's SLA ball. Trying by 12 and a timeout taken. Timeout comes to a close. 2:47 in the third quarter. SLA ball down 12. 15 gets it over the 13. Here's number 2 now. Out to 1 in the corner. And here's 12 now right outside the paint. Pass is intercepted by the omnipresent Aaliyah Maurice. Now out to Roberta Rosa in the paint. She's fouled and she'll get 2 shots from the line. Raphael, do you like his Manuel contact? Yeah, there's the same schedule tomorrow, 5 and 6:30. No, nothing. Why? We don't have one Wednesday, right? Both shots miss, but she comes back down with it. Here's Ferrer with a 3, doesn't go through. Number 2 has to get it past the Eagle defense and fails to do so, and so the Eagles are going to get the ball right back. But are you planning on doing something? Here's Ferrer. Rosa with a 3 goes in and out. That's going to be SLA ball this time. Surely. Or they say it tipped off an SLA defender. That's exactly what they rule. Maurice. Out to Rosa in the paint. No foul this time. The ref makes a signal though, so he clearly didn't miss anything. I think he must have made the right call. 2:07 left in the quarter. Here's 12 in the corner, defended by Maurice. And another defensive interception for the BCA Eagles. This time it's for now Roberta Rosa. Out to Maurice, right outside the paint. Maurice drifts back a bit, gets it back out to Rosa, who bobbles it briefly. Comes back down with it. Maurice now drives forward and puts a shot through. Here's 13. Out to 2. Number 2 to 12 in the corner. 2 takes it again, drives forward a bit, tries to get back to 12, but it's picked off by Aaliyah Maurice again. Here's Aaliyah Maurice putting one up, but it misses low. So far, this game lacks the competitiveness of the last one. Why is it so quiet? Because everyone is not here right now. Here's 2 with a 3. Misses short. Aaliyah Maurice will take this one. And give it out to Roberta Rosa. Roberta Rosa past half. She's got Ferrer in the corner. No one looking to her yet. They do have Romero too. 23 moves in the direction of Ferrer. I think she has her down. Ferrer's still open. Aaliyah Murray. This is a big crowd of people. Yeah, they weren't going to get anything out of that. Should have passed it to Julia. 33-19. We're in the final 40 seconds of the third quarter. Getting it over the... Here's number 2. Bombles the pass. Keeps it in bounds, and Ferrer swats it out. Now will remain SLA ball. Here's 2. Way down to 32. Over the 23, she couldn't handle the pass. In fact, I don't even think it reached her hand. And so that'll be BCA ball. 27 seconds left in the quarter.
There's no hype for the playoffs, so this team can be easier or something.
Here's Ferrer in the corner. Now Moraes in the paint, floats one up and puts it through. It's a 16-point Eagle lead. Well, Lucas, the reason you didn't hear much noise is because not much happened. Here's number 2. Right past the corner. Final 3 seconds of the quarter. Here's 2. Buzzer is blocked. And now mark the end of the quarter. Good defensive play by Anacio Ferreira. Fourth quarter comes to a start. It'll be SLA ball trying to spark some kind of miracle to stay and make their game tomorrow night. So far, highly, highly unlikely. The boys team is already on that side. Here's number 32, right past the line, gets it over the 0. Here's 15, out to 32, gets out to 23, defended by Rosa. We're 15 seconds into the quarter. Here's 0, a little bit of lengthy possession. Shot call got 13. This is going to be a jump ball, and that's going to be a BCA ball via a great defensive play. Here's Roberta Rosa. Deep pass out to Stredick. She somehow came down with it, but she loses it right after to number 32. An SLA player seemed to be in a bit of pain. That's number 1. Clenching onto her stomach, and she immediately comes out and is replaced by 1 number higher than her. And if we know basic math, we can tell, even without seeing, that is number 2. Yeah. Unbelievable. Absolutely astonishing. Here's 0. Shifting around a bit. Bounce pass is picked off by Roberta Rosa. This defense is just picking off like half the passes, it seems. Here's Rosa, drives forward a bit and loses it. And the sloppiness of this affair continues. It goes out of bounds. It will still be BCA ball. Getting it out to Roberta Rosa. Now Leah Moraes. Moraes puts it back out to Rosa. Puts up a 3. It doesn't go through. Still no points for either team in the first minute of this final period of the game. Desperation times for SLA. That pass was broken up, ended up in the hands of 23, but she missed the shot. We're very wide to the right. Here's Rosa. Timeout is taken.
Gonna be right next to her.
Timeout comes to a close. Final 6 minutes and 38 seconds of this one. It'll be BCA ball. Leah Moraes taking it. Giving it out to Roberta Rosa. Here's Ferrer. Wide open 3 from the corner. Doesn't go through. After a little bit of deflections. Ends up in the hands of SLA. Here's number 0. Over the 32. 0 again. Out to 2. Defended by Rosa. Gets out to 0. Great play via sea of hands. And she finally gets SLA back on the board. It's 35-21. They trail by 14 with 6 minutes and 10 seconds to play. Here's Rosa. Deep, high pass out to Strunning. Now they give it out to Rosa. Now Romero. 22 seconds on the shot clock. Roberta Rosa down to Ferreira. Here's Maurice in the paint, bounce pass out to Stranding, and they get both points back. So after no scores for almost 2 minutes, 2 in the last 15, 20 seconds. Here's 15. Trailing by 16 points, and that ball goes out of bounds. And the Eagles catch a break. You just can't let this happen in desperation times. Perhaps they've given up already. They just have not put up any fight whatsoever. They have not seemed to have that much motivation. Here's Roberto Rosa with a deep three. And that might be the dagger with 5 minutes and 22 seconds to go. It's a 19-point lead. Here's 0 out to 15. Goes through her legs, and that would have been a great play by Roberta Rosa. She still manages to knock it away, so that last hit the SLA player, and so that'll be BCA ball. Here's Ava Stunning. Here's Maurice now, defended by a group of girls. Now Rosa driving up into the paint and getting 2 points on the board. They have double the score of their opponents.
What is the name of the school?
SLA is the name of the school.
SLA?
Yes, that's the school we beat. Our girls team beat them by 2 last time. Then that was a mistake there. The only mistake made by a BCA affiliated person all day, besides some of the shots. Here's Roberta Rosa out to Leah Maurice in the paint. She's fouled, and so she'll most likely get at least 1 point on the board. So last time we faced them then, it was 23-21. Now it's 42-21. Their offense hasn't changed a bit, but ours has.
We're actually exactly double.
Yeah, exactly double. Until... Never mind, I was trying to beat drop like until now. I do that too much. I should probably stop doing that. It never works. No touching people. How dare they? Leah Maurice's second shot goes up, but not through. Good rebound by Strenning, but the ball goes out of bounds, so nothing comes out of that. Here's 15. Gonna go to 0. Makes sense, huh? Hey, take some points off. It used to be 29-13. Here's 0 missing a shot. I think they have like less than 10 shots this game. Yeah, they have less than 10 shots made. And they've shot probably like 40 times. I mean, this is bad. Here's 32, set to inbound it. And a tough way to end your WCA season for this SLA girls team. That's how over it is. Like in 4 minutes left, I'm already calling it over because it just is no way they come back from this. I mean, maybe somehow, some way. There's never a 100% chance it's over. If they were to like, you know, start making all their shots, there'd be a chance. Here's Ferreira, good play to keep that one. Out to Rosa now. Here's Leah Murray Strunning. Shot goes up but doesn't go through. And Juliana Ferreira puts it through on the second chance, and it's 44-21. And the walls bang. Here's 32. Leah Maurice got there quickly. Here's 2 with a 3. Whiffed it. Here's Roberta Rosa. Pass half court. Bounce pass over to Ferreira, who puts a 3 up. Doesn't go through. Here's Ferreira. Oh, that ground just shook. That bench. Here's Maurice. No foul call. She somehow rebounds her own thing out of the air. I'm not going to call it a shot. That's why I refer to it as thing. It just kind of popped up. Here's Maurice. Looking. Bounce pass out to Rosa. This team has fouled a lot. I think they've also missed a lot of calls. This is a very physical team. That's been their one thing, and it doesn't seem to have worked that much in their favor. Here's 32. 15 couldn't handle the pass. She's able to get to it just in the nick of time. Here's 32 with a 3. And it doesn't go through. 2 is there. It's knocked out of her hands quickly. Here's 13 out to 32. 13 bounce pass out to 12. She couldn't handle it. Ball's on the ground. That's a jump ball. I think that is BCA ball. SLA got the last jump ball. It's been been not very many of them. I guess there's just less jump balls than the girls' basketball. Here's Rosa, defended by 13. Final 2 minutes and 45 seconds of this semifinal win. Here's Strenning, out to Rosa. Strenning takes it again after a brief hiatus to Ferreira. Well, I'll call her Ignacio Ferreira. Gets it over to Murray, so whistle blows. I think there was an illegal screen on Ava Strenning, and so that'll be BCA ball. Here's number 2, getting it. Oh, that's a good pass out to 13. Here's 32 from the corner with a 3. And that's the play of the game for SLA. It's a great pass and a great catch. I like how Joe Montana got it over Too Tall Jones in the Dwight Park in the 1981 NFC Championship. Yeah, that's ball knowledge. Here's Strenning out to Ferreira. Ignacio Ferreira out to Roberta Rosa. Stepping back, 15 seconds on the shot clock. That's 15 fouls Roberta Rosa. What a time to do so, as there was 15 seconds on the shot clock at the time and a timeout is taken. Timeout comes to a close. BCA ball. 112 seconds left in this game. Eagles by 20. Just the dying moments today. In the midst of that, 13 stole the ball and she missed the shot. She's going to get 2 free throws. It was a great play, but she couldn't quite get the breakaway she wanted. So hopefully for her, she'll settle for at least 1. What is that picture? How rude. Here's 13. Doesn't put it through. Harper Bain in the game now. I suspect we'll see Tessa Citros soon too. 12 rebounds, a shot. She's on a knee like Colin Kaepernick, and now she has it again. Drifts to her left, gets it over the 2, puts up a 3, doesn't go. And so the shooting woes continue in the final 90 seconds of this one. Here's Roberta Rosa. Defended by 13, moves to her right, gets it way down to Leah Moraes. That was quite a long pass, and they just trade blows there. Roberta Rosa again, drives forward, puts one up, and that was a brilliant shot by Roberta Rosa. Possibly their final points of this one, and what a great way to do it. Brilliant skill shown there. Here's 32 with a floater, doesn't go through, and the Eagles get it back with just under a minute to go. And all of a sudden the cheerleaders are as loud as they've been all game. They're banging walls. Out to Ignacio Ferreira, defended by 2, spins around a bit. Not the most successful pass. 13 comes down with it and she doesn't score. That was probably their final chance to get 2 more points on the board. Here's Moraes. Are they just going to walk the clock out, run it out, in the final 25 seconds of this one? Now down to just over 20. And you don't usually see a team who's down by 22 points commit a foul with 19.5 seconds to go, but here we are. She was trying to steal it and maybe get 2 more points for her team. Didn't do that successfully, and Roberta Rosa, I assume we'll just hold on to this one. Oh, they are still putting a good press on defense, so they're going to make it a little hard for the Eagles, even though the game is obviously sealed already. We're in the final 3 seconds, and tomorrow night the Eagles of the girls team will play in the championship game.